Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone, and welcome to a justifiable episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V, and thanks for watching. So it was recently announced by a website no one's ever heard of that Justice League will not only be the next movie after Batman vs. Superman in 2016, so Justice League in 2017, but then they further announced that the Man of Steel sequel will be in 2018. There will be a Flash and Green Lantern team-up movie after that. There will be another movie after that, and another movie after that, all the way through, I think, to 2020 or something along those lines. Now, here's what's weird about it for me, and it is that this didn't come from Zack Snyder. It didn't come from Warner Brothers. It didn't come from any actual news source that any of us are aware of. It came from a site that I've never heard of, and maybe some of you are familiar with. You'll see it at the bottom of the screen there. I am not sure what the likelihood is that a site that none of us have ever heard of has the right of it, but people are asking me what my thoughts on it are and how excited I am that there's going to be a Man of Steel sequel in 2018. I'm very excited if that's the case. I've always been excited that what I seem to see happening is they're doing it in a different kind of way than Marvel, but they're obviously trying to compete with the team-up movies, with the Avengers-style movies, with the movies that are doing so well for Marvel that DC has taken so long to get involved with. Man of Steel was a success. Depending on where you read, it made a negative 1% at the box office after everything that it cost, but then when you go to another site, you see it costs A amount and it made B amount, which is 3 times what it cost, so it seems like it made a great amount of money. But whatever the case may be, they certainly seem to be happy at WB with Zack Snyder, and they seem to be happy with Henry Cavill because they're not recasting. They're not going to have Superman involved with the Justice League. They're going forward with this cast: Amy Adams, Lawrence Fishburne, Diane Lane. They're all involved, so clearly they're happy on some level. Maybe not as satisfied as they would like to be with the receipts from Man of Steel, but, you know, again, I compare it to Batman Begins. Didn't make a ton of money. It made about what it, a little bit of money, made about what Man of Steel made, And so then the sequel was a huge, whether Heath Ledger or no, because of whatever the reason was, it became the biggest thing since sliced bread. So there's no reason to think that the Man of Steel sequel won't do that much better. And with the Justice League to spring off from, and more people going to see the Justice League because A, they didn't care that much about Man of Steel, B, they like Batman better, C, they're finally going to get to see Wonder Woman on screen, whatever it is, they're going to go and see Justice League after some of them have already seen Batman v Superman. And so you're going to have a lot more fans who liked Batman but didn't care that much for Superman, or didn't know that much about Superman, or didn't think Henry Cavill was a good Superman. Now they're going to see it because Batman's involved. Then you're going to have the people that are going to see it because Ben Affleck is Batman, and what a travesty that's going to be. And then you're going to have some people to go see it because Wonder Woman's going to be in it, because the first big screen black superhero Cyborg is going to be in it. Aside from like Blade or something like that, but involved with the major line stream heroes that everybody talks about all the time. You're going to have Cyborg. So you got potential for a lot of new audiences that may not have seen it before. And then after Justice League is a massive success, which we all hope and assume it's going to be, Man of Steel 2 will get the Justice League people that didn't see the first Man of Steel to have gone and seen Man of Steel now after they've seen Justice League, because now they got to see where it all started, and then they're going to want to see Man of Steel 2. So the excitement is that anything could happen, and yes, these dates could be true, or they could be around true, or they could be close, or they could be completely false. But the truth of the matter is, at least in my opinion, whether or not these dates are real, whether or not this is a website we can trust, whether or not we've ever heard of the website, and whether or not all of these things come into fruition, I still believe that that's the plan. Not necessarily every year, not necessarily a Man of Steel sequel right away, but that they're trying to build up an audience so that, just like with Marvel, Captain America 2 was so much bigger than the first, money-wise. So many more people were happy with it. So many more people went to see it because of the success of the Avengers. Not because they so much cared so much more about, oh, well, Avengers is successful, so I got to go see it. No, but they saw more of the characters in action, so now they want to see their solo adventures. It's the same kind of strategy that comic books always hope to have when they have a team book or when they have a team up. They're hoping when they bring Flash into the Green Lantern book that the Flash readers will come over, or opposite, vice versa. The Green Lantern readers will go over to Flash, so that then they go, oh wow, this book's really good even without the Flash in it. I'm going to keep reading that, and then they add it to their pull list. So the idea is to increase the audience. Obviously, I'm sure many of you can think the same thing. So I'm hoping that some of these dates could be true, or at the very least, that what I've been surmising since they started talking about this Batman v Superman, before we really figured out what it was going to be, that they were building toward Justice League, and now we know there's going to be a Justice League, and after that, of course there are going to be spin-offs, and not really spin-offs, but solo films for all the heroes, which includes our Man of Steel, and we will likely get a Man of Steel too. So it's very exciting. I look forward every day to see what news is going to come out, what rumors going to come out, or what real news is going to come out from the actual studio or from Zack Snyder himself. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky.